I'm going to teach as well, but it's going to be at the end of this track. So you're going to be learning everything that is going to help you in this UI UX path. But our main focus is to make sure that you guys convert knowledge into careers rather than just learning for keepsake. So our syllabus or our curriculum is designed in a way that by the end of this course, you should be on your way to getting employable. That is our main focus for you guys, is to just learn and take. You want you guys to actually apply for the opportunities that surpass your expectations that for this course, the international and national jobs that you're able to apply for with knowledge that will give you starting from today. So I want to give some notes on how best to get from this course. We only have 2 hours every week to give you guys a lot of content, a lot of knowledge, and it's very, very impossible to teach you in depthly. What we did on our system is make sure that we teach you guys what you need to know and give a lot of resources and where to go from here. So the only way you can get the best from this course, so the only way you can actually succeed in this path is if you do your own justice during the week. So with this class and other classes as well, you'll be given lots of resources on what to read outside of this course, give lots of links, and I also do your personal reading as well. So another thing is that you have to take notes. Slides we give to you after class, but some things that John might say or other tutors in the following weeks will be things that you have to take your notes as well, and that's when you gain from this course. So, and a very, very big rule for us, say our biggest rule that there's no stupid question. So, in that comes to your mind, please just ask, because we want to have a question for you, anything at all. We want to assume that this is your first time ever hearing about design, even if you have been doing it for years or this is your first time ever, same thing you're going to learn today from the foundation as you can see on this screen. So ask any question at all in chat, on the call, but ask them in chat, and don't, importantly is that ask questions after the call. So take notes of your questions, ask them at the end of this course, and we'll answer them at the end of this course, or type it in chat and we'll answer them at the end of the call, or someone reply you in chat. We have a lot of tutors in the call that will answer you in chat as well. Then after the course, we give some takeaway questions to take back home to reflect on and answer them on our Slack group chat. There will be a reward for that. We'll discuss it later on, but then just take your time to answer the takeaway questions too. So this our podcast is going to be on design foundations with John, right? I'll leave it to him to do everything, and I'll just be here to help you guys out in chat as well. So look forward to you guys enjoying with us these next 6 weeks. And then ask the questions to me in chat and I'll keep answering. Thank you guys so much. John, take it away, please.
All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are good. So I'm going to introduce myself. Well, let me enlarge my screen. I really hope you guys can hear me though. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing? My name is John Writing-Gifa. I'm an XR designer. I have a very strong background in design, over 5 years. So I really hope you guys gain a lot from this design foundation. This would help you guys understand why designers are always depressed. Also, help you understand the importance of design, everything that goes underground when it comes to designing, why products are designed, why are they not just like done anyhow, right? Why people use iPhones, why more people use iPhones than any other mobile phone, why we are using Microsoft Teams and not Meet, right, or Zoom. So first off, starting this class with the introduction, like breaking it down from first principle. What is design and why is it important? Right. I really hope you guys can see my screen because I can't see the comment section.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Carry on.
All right. So what is design and why is it important? So when it comes to school, it's very easy to just define stuff. Oh, what's physics? What's chemistry? What's biology? Physics, biology, life. What's engineering? But like, there's no one definition of design. It depends on the context, right? But I would give you a scenario. Yeah. Uh, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, we were using phones like Nokia, right? Where I don't know if you guys know these phones that I think that's flex problem. I don't know the sliding phones. Um, there's some red and white stuff around it. So how we got music then was by downloading the music. We go to Waptrick, I forgot some of them, to exclusive.com, not just okay.com, yeah. And we download our favorite songs on our phone, our mobile phone. And if there's no space, we buy like memory cards, yeah, to install more stuff, more videos, more movies, and all this kind of stuff. But some set of people decided to redesign their experience, right? Because you are only aware of what you're aware of, like what your environment tells you, or what you can reach, like your proximity. Yeah, so like you know about Whiskey, you know about Davido, right? But you may probably not know about BTS, right? If you're not like in that space. So Spotify came up, and I mean, it decided to create something that could allow us stream music and to get to discover lots of music from different parts of the world, right? Uh, Something that we can just access on our phones without downloading. We just open the application, go stream new music Fridays, everything. While this was going on, lots of people were complaining because internet data, like, oh, there's a problem with data. Streaming music, 10 MB doesn't last again, or then it was BlackBerry. I don't know if Spotify was around when BlackBerry was around, but like data was a big problem around that time for like 2 years, 3 years. But the fact that you can easily access good music everywhere in the world with your phone without that music taking up the space. I just felt like people, even though the data was really killing them, everyone still went back to Spotify. Apple Music came. Everybody still started using Apple Music, and they subconsciously got used to it. And now I don't think most people don't use Waptrick to download their music anymore. They use Spotify, and now Spotify is so user centric or human centric that it analyzes everything you have listened to for the year, and it gives you something called your 2021 Wrapped, and everybody enjoys it, right? So that is design. I don't know if I explained, if you guys understand how I explained it, but like that is designed, and it's important because it okay, it's important because it's careful, right? Like it is well thought out, right? And it feels like it's like your friend, like it feels attractive, right? It can eat your money, yeah, but it will make you feel good about eating your money. Like Netflix now, nobody uses. I know people still use DSTV, right? But more people use Netflix, Apple TV than DSTV, right? You know how much it takes, but it's so attractive. You get to watch any kind of movie in the world just from your phone, right? So that is a big. Eh, that's about that. That is what design is, and that's what important. It solves problems that you never knew existed. Next one is before we move into the main course of this course, we have to talk about the past, right? And I know when anybody talks about the past, they talk about, oh, in year 1960, Nigeria got independence. Oh, what year did the Naira come in? 1970 something. Or what year was this? What year was this? But that's not what I'm trying to share, right? I'm trying to share the fact that understanding history, right, helps you design for the future. And this is what I mean. So, like, the past informs the future. So, like, I think I should give an example. My example is down, but let me give an example. So, on the history charts, I decided to analyze three eras in history. I know most of you could have been hearing about Bauhaus, Bauhaus, Bauhaus. Why is Bauhaus important? Why am I hearing about Bauhaus, right? But Bauhaus did something at that era. Um, for what we know, specialization, generalization today, like, oh, your friend is a designer and a developer and a this and a this. Just one person is everything, right? So Bauhaus decided to approach design problems differently by bringing in different areas, like different skill sets together to solve a problem. So now it's
I was even on meeting. I turning on. Is it going? Is the
sorry.
icon? No, no going.
Yeah, John, carry on. John, carry on. John, unmute yourself, please. You just muted now. Unmute yourself now. I accidentally muted you. My bad. You just carry on. Unmute and carry on. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute. Okay. What can you guys see? Sir. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so Bauhaus was a school whereby people from different walks of life come in to collaborate on problems, right, and solve these problems. So you can have an artist, an architect, a mechanic, a carpenter in the same room trying to solve one specific problem. So they bring the different approaches, right? How they understand the problem and combine it and solve the problem. And you can see it in 2022 or 2021 or in the 21st century, or now we affected how we see design today. Hours is not enough, but anyways. Okay, so okay, yeah. So next area in our history of design is the Great Depression. The Great Depression. I mean, everybody has. There's something we experience in Nigeria every time, whereby the naira dips. I don't know what they call it again. Cannot remember. But like this Great Depression happened when the stock market crashed. I think in like 20s to like in 1920s around that time, and people were suffering, right? People were sad. No one was buying stuff because they wanted to save their money. Yeah, like I mean, there's no money, there's nothing, right? So you'd want to save up, try to do some small jobs, and make ends meet. So designers in this era used the design to still get people's money and get people's interest, to give them hope, to give them sense of something is coming, right? Because most of the companies were not selling then. Nobody was buying, so you'll be losing a lot of money if you are into sales as a company. So Coca-Cola, as you can see, decided to create a campaign, carry a smile back to work, right? So when you're walking on the road, sad and all that, you see the Coca-Cola poster, to carry a smile back to work, be like, what the heck are these guys trying to do? Like, you get pissed off, like, ah. But when you constantly see it, and you're like, oh, instead of getting water, like, let me just get a Coke. Like this, like, it's subconscious, right? You just get a Coke, and you see yourself getting 5 Cokes, 10, and everything. So this was a very huge part in the design history. The last one is modernism. So this is what most of us are using today. Most companies are using today. So it's there's a keyword: less is more. You know, your designer friends could have said, "Oh, everything is scattered around. Like, remove some stuff. Like, everything is just jam packed." You know, so less is more is like a minimalist approach, whereby you take out everything that isn't really important in the design. So like, you leave the core things that can make the design stand, and take out all the things that don't necessarily need to be in the design. As you can see from here, this chair, uh, I mean, it's may not be comfortable. I don't know if it's comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable to me, but like, it's simple, right? And till today, people are still designing chairs, right? Different context, different visual styles, right? But like, this one is trying to show us that less is more, and we should focus on aesthetics, sleekness, and form. I don't know. I feel I'm going too fast, but let me track back. So I understand that everyone, or most people here, don't really design normally. Like, there are guys that know nothing about design, and there are people that know a little about design, right? So what I'm trying to say is that the design is intentional, right? You don't just jump into the space and create something. Like, you have to follow some processes as a designer to solve specific problems, right? So every design has a goal, and you have to design in a context. Like, a context can be Nigeria, right? Why is that? Why why do I have to change over when you bring lights? Why can't it just switch? You know, like, most people in the UK may never understand that kind of problem. It's only Africans or Nigerians that know that, okay, you need to change over. What if I'm tired? What if I'm sick? How do I do it? Right? So like, designers look deeper and try to solve that problem. Is there a faster way to do that? Like, how would we approach the problem? That is what design is about, right? So even in your UI, UX, or your graphic design, you have to like always start a project with research, right? Understand the problem you're trying to solve, understand why it's a problem, yeah, and set goals for the project, because a design is never finished, right? You strike your goals and you go again, it evolves like that. Okay, this one is I'm trying to show you how the past informs the future. So on your, this is my right hand, it's the iPod, the famous iPod. I think it's the first Apple product that ever came out. I think 2007. I'm not sure, but it was designed by Johnny Ive. He was the head of design for Apple, right? And on my left, it's from the god himself, Rams, the Ether Rams. This is his radio that he designed, right? So if anyone use the like iPod, like if you have ever used the iPod, you notice that you don't tap like you. It's how do I explain this now? When you want to increase the volume, you like roll it, I think, clockwise, and when you want to reduce the volume, you roll it anti-clockwise. So that feature was inspired by this image by the left, right? So when you want to change the channel, you roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it like that, and it was really seamless. So I took that approach and applied it to the iPod, and he also applied the less is more narrative because Rams is a huge advocate for less is more. So that's how the past informs the future. So we understand what design is, the importance of design, why or what does it mean for something to be designed, how history informs the future, how the past informs the future, what designers actually do, why designers exist. If you have questions, you can write them down, then I'll answer them. I'm trying to we have 2 hours, so I'm trying to explain now the principles of digital design.
But they were how do you just kind of handle it?
Okay, so I'm trying to help you guys see some areas in design that would help you create.
Yeah, John, please on mute, please. Can we tell you, but just on mute, please.
Okay, things they are talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, fix the carry on.
Thanks. Where is it? Okay. So yeah, so everything I'm going to talk about now helps your design, solve problems. Like each of these things solve different problems for your design, right? So we are starting with composition and layout. So FYI, I've not seen Spider-Man No Way Home. I know everyone has probably seen it, but I'll see my own next month probably. Probably download it when it comes out. So composition is a very core part of digital design, visual design. Yeah, it's how a thing feels, it's how a thing looks, how it affects your sense organs, your eyes, your ears, your skin, your tongue. Your food is composed, the music is composed. So composition is a very big part of design, right? And from the text I wrote there, you can see that it's made up by different elements, different visual elements. Your type, that is the Spider-Man, your image making, how they connected Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and the Claws guy together, right? Then you added light. Then why is the Spider-Man thing bigger than what is under? That is December 11. Why are those of very tiny, and why does it feel balanced, right? Why does it feel aligned? Why is there like spaces around Spider-Man? Why is it circular? Yeah. So these things are brought together to create a layout from what I wrote there. Oh God. Okay, so I was trying to show you guys more compositions. I don't know if you guys can see this clearly. I just took it from the internet. But the first one by the left, what is this? So I think it's a music album cover, right? It's also composed. The typography is it evokes some kind of motion. The color they used, why did they use this color? What was the artist going through? Why is this here? Why is this here? So these are things designers do anytime they see like images, or anytime they use let's say like hardware. Why is this like this, right? Why is it not, why doesn't it stay? Why is it always coming like this? Why is this glass like this? So those are compositions. So for the other one, the second one, Beethoven, I don't know if you guys know Beethoven, but history is like a music god, or I don't know if he's a music god, but his name is very popular. Why is that? Why are the dark lines curved like that? Is it to signify music, right? Classical music. Yeah. Next one. This was created by Paula Scher. I think you guys should check her out. She's the most popular graphic designer in the world, and one of the highest paid in the world also. Okay, balance is the next area, the next principle of design. So balance. Okay. When you think about balance, what do you think about? I know everybody. I don't know if you guys did the intro tech then, where you have your pivots, fulcrum, and all those things. When you have this is stick, and you have like a stick like this, and it's like this, it says balanced like this. So balance also affects how you see design, and balance is a very important part also in your digital design. Having your text, your images balanced together would make your design visually appealing, and it will also create like some architecture to where you want the users to see, or the users to go to. So balance involves placements of elements evenly on a layout. That's the simplest form. As you can see from the meme, the guy at the front is very skillful. He balances with rollers. I can't do that. Then, Thanos also, uh, he was doing something for the culture. He wanted to wipe out half of humanity so it would be balanced, but nobody liked him. So Thanos is a designer. Yeah. So there are three types of balance in design, right? And we are going to talk about the three of them. There's symmetrical, there's asymmetrical, and there's radial. So let's go to them. Okay. So this also is an example of balance, how the stones are balanced. Doesn't seem to make sense in my mind, but look at it working. So symmetrical balance is achieved when I don't know if you guys know what symmetry is like. If you have like a book yeah, and sliced in the middle, symmetry. So the size of this equals to the size of this, right? So anything you put here, anything you put here has to be equal to stuff you put here. So it's balanced. So you have your pivot symmetry is balanced, right? So this is an example of a balanced poster, right? There's the ship in the middle. There's DiCaprio by the left. I don't know her name. I think Mary or something. By the right, yeah. So it's a balanced poster. Asymmetrical is quite tricky and it's very strategic, right? And asymmetrical is meant to show motion, like okay, something is moving, yeah, and it's very, it's very, it's not very easy. Let me know it's easy. It's strategic, and most people don't know how to achieve a symmetrical balance, right? So asymmetrical balance is achieved when the two elements, like let's say you have your middle line, yeah, you have this. I don't know if you guys can see my arms. What can I use? Okay, okay, let's use this guys. These two guys in the middle is like this. So this is symmetrical, right? So asymmetrical is when sorry guys, I need to, okay, this is big enough. Symmetrical is when this guy is bigger than this guy, right? So this guy covers like almost all the parts of the layout, as you can see from the image, right? Then this guy tries to fill up the part that has not been covered, right? And you can see it in some websites where like the text is just small like this and the image is like big. So it may seem that, oh, it's not balanced, it should be the same size, but it's actually, most times it's actually balanced but asymmetrically. What is radial? Radial from the word, it's anytime you hear radial, radius, rad, it has to do with something called a circular um, element. So radial is when you balance something secularly. That doesn't make any sense. But like from this image, yeah, this is a radial balance because take a look at the edges like this. From the left side, if you can notice some form of circle, right? Look at the right side, top right, circle. Look at the left bottom, circle, right bottom, circle. So these four items, yeah, creates a circular shape, and the graphic designer decided to put a face there. So like these four things balances the face of this woman, right? So it can also look like, oh, it's symmetrical balance, but most times if it's circular, if it creates like a circle, it's actually radial balance. And if you're a fan of Marvel, you can see the radial in No Way Home. I think maybe I should go back to that. Yes, No Way Home. See, can you guys notice the circular movement? It's like time is going or something. Circular movement. So it is actually radial balance. See, I don't know the guy's name, but like these four arms, yeah, at this point, left top, right top, lower left, right, no, sorry, yes, lower left, lower right. So these four things balance the Spider-Man and Cap. Forgot his name. Sorry, I'm rushing so much. But anyways, hope you guys understand. You guys can stack up questions for me. Scale and hierarchy. So scale is achieved when you have two elements here of the same size. So if you have two elements of the same size, uh, nobody knows if they're scale, right? Because they have the same size. So scale is achieved in relation to the other object. So if this object is bigger, you say this object is bigger than this object. Why? That like when you compare them, yeah, you know that this is bigger than this. If it's the same size, there's no scale. They are the same size. So scale is when something is um, in a different size in relation to the other object. So scale is used to show importance. Like if you should look at a graphic design poster and you see ECX, you notice that most times ECX is always bigger than the other texts, right? It shows that, okay, ECX is of importance, hierarchy. So the next thing should be the next important thing. The next thing should be the next important thing, right? So this helps you design your eyes. Like this, designers use this to design the user's eyes, the viewer's eyes, like, okay, this is important, okay, this is the next. So that's why in typography, there is something called extra bold in your font package, extra bold. And there are points, there's 24 px, there's 30 px, there's semi bold, there's medium, there's light, right? It shows importance. Yeah, I kept this because of my friends. Size matters. But yeah, everyone understands that size matters in everything, really. Size matters, but I'm sure everything you think I mean is probably wrong. So this is what I mean by size matters. From what I explained, so from the right hand side, you can see that there's nothing like scale, right? Every like circles are both the same size, right? But when you go to the left, you notice that this guy is only small because this guy is big, right? So if this guy is not there, it's going to be just a size, right? No, it's not big or small. So move on. Hierarchy, interesting. Uh, so I think I explained hierarchy with scale, but okay. Hierarchy is like scale, but it's mostly used in typography. So hierarchy, I just explained hierarchy and scale, but hierarchy is arranging design elements in terms of importance. It's like scale, but in relation to type. So when from this image here, from this one that says typography in spatial environments. So you have your type skips, right? You know that those are the important things to read first. Next up is typography in spatial environments. Next up is includes projects by these studios. Next up is the location and the date and everything. So it guides how the user reads. So it's designed. It's not just kept there. So it guides me. Okay, how did I know I was meant to read it like this? I don't know. Like this thing appeared to me first. It's big, it's bold. So I see it first. I'm like, typescapes. Wow. Then typography in spatial environment is closer. So it's also of importance. Typography in spatial environments. Then I look, okay, which is the next size? I look, includes projects by this. Then I go to the top. So hierarchy guides the users on a journey through your landscape. That's a landscape. your layout. Next one, proximity. Okay. Okay. How do I do proximity now? So when you were a child, I don't know if you guys are still children, but like I'm still a child. But when you were a child, and I don't know if you guys had brothers or sisters, but if you had, you understand that anytime you guys go out, your parents always say, stay together, stay with your brother, stay with your sister, right? So if some people are looking at you guys, they will think all of you are related, right? Because you guys are together. Yeah. But if you're like me, that don't like staying with my, I don't have a sister, but like I like being on my own, right? Nobody will notice that I'm related to the family. So that's what proximity is meant to achieve. So in a composition or a layout, right? When elements are close to each other, they are perceived to be somewhat related. When they are not grouped together, they are perceived as they are not related, right? So that's what proximity means. So if you're trying to design from your UI UX course, you guys would be designing layouts and intersections. Okay, first section, you scroll, second section. So everything in one section has to be closely related to each other. Then the next section has to be closely related to each other. All right, so two sections don't necessarily have to be closely related to each other. All right. Okay, let's see messages. But yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. White space. I have fights about white space all the time. I love white space. Like, allow your layout breathe, right? Like, allow, like, it's like you being in a space without ventilation, right? How do you breathe? You keep on sweating. You take care of your clothes. There's no light. Everything same as design. Design suffers when there's no light, when there's no ventilation. Yeah, so you need to let your design breathe. I kept a meme there. What people do to me. So most people try to put a lot of information into one layout, but they don't understand that the more information you add, like the more cognitive load it takes for someone to understand what is saying. Yeah, and the more it stresses the mind. So try to do less to achieve more, right? And that's where you have your UX designers, your visual designers trying to like do less to achieve more, your content designers, right? So designers try to solve the problems, right, with everything that they have in a very small thing. Like, for example, now the iPhone, right? BlackBerry was popular then. It had all the keys there. I don't know how I like using the iPhone, but like it had all the keys there, right? So you know how to hold your BlackBerry, you BBMing and stuff. But when the Apple came in, took all the keys away, right? And it made your keys inbuilt. So everyone has like just a screen, but it still achieves the purpose, right? And it even achieves the purpose better than when you add keys, right? And yeah, so this is an example of white space. White space is your friend, is our friend. Learn how to design white spaces. I'll share resources, but learn how to use white spaces to really equip your design, right? It really helps out. Next up, alignment. A lot of people struggle with alignment, and let's see. So alignment, it's a very important part in design, basically, right? It creates balance, it creates connection, right? It creates structure. Yeah. So if your stuff is not aligned, it gives the eyes some kind of feeling like something is off, right? But if it's aligned, I mean, no one will notice it's aligned. They just keep on reading. So like good design is unnoticeable. Nobody notices it. You struggle to do your research, solve every problem before you design. But when you design and it's clean, no one notices that this thing has been designed. They just jump on it and use it, right? But when it's not designed well, everybody notices it. It's like, no, this thing is bad. This thing is so like alignment helps you create a rhythm, yeah, throughout your layout. Rule of thoughts. I'm trying to speed up. So, rule of thoughts. Yeah. So, this area is used to create visual interest. So, when you have a let's say a square, right? Rule of thoughts divide that square like how you are seeing in the picture, like your two lines, two vertical lines, two horizontal lines. And it's said that every point the lines intersect, those places are focal points, yeah, whereby users would look at first. Like, okay, from here to here. So from here, you can see this percentage of viewers look at this place, then move to this place, then move to this place, then move to this place. It might seem like it's just like mathematical, right? But it's actually true. And from here, you can take a look at this. So you guys can try it with all your posters that you have. Like, try to draw lines and see and show someone and ask the person, where did you look at first? Where did you look at first? So people or designers use this to create visual interest of where viewers are meant to see first. So they put this call to action in those focal points, right? So you know that as you're reading, just look at it. It's subconscious, right? But it works. So it's a very good principle to use in your design. Next up, grid. So grid, I meant to write grid versus eyeballing, but I understand that most people don't use grids. They just eyeball it like, oh, it looks good here. You should try it here. Yeah, and you may have like lots of senior or people you look up to that never use grid. But I mean, I could say that they have been designing for so long that they already understand like some to how to like they already understand areas on the layout, like how to align layers without lines, like without the grids. Right? It's very rare, and for you to have that kind of superpower, you have to be designing for a long time. Not really long time, but like constantly. Yeah. But grids are very good in your design, and it's good to learn how to use them. It helps you align your typography. It helps you structure your layout. It's just like these lines are great, right? And this image by your right hand side is the Bible, it's the Greek Bible, right? So you guys can download the book. It's also in the link, like it's in the slides when you scroll down. But like the grids are columns and rows, yeah, that helps you create consistency throughout your layout. right? It keeps it structured. And the different types of grid, which you would learn from the resources, is out of the scope. So this is an example of how these guys use grid like this. So it's consistent. The space in between a grid is the same with this, the same with the same, so it's consistent. It helps you really structure your layout. Next up, repetition. So repetition, you learn more about repetition when you start learning about design systems, whereby you create like some elements, right? Reusable elements. So you reuse them. It creates brand consistency, speeds up the process, right, and all those things. It creates some form of law, like okay, every header should be 32 points, right? Every text should be 12 points. Points are what they use to measure default form of typography. So I use this image, repetition, repetition, repetition. It creates like cohesiveness, right? It maintains a unified look. So you don't always have to redesign it, right? You may miss something, there's human error. So you create one thing and replicate it in different ways. It helps you in the
So give a second. We'll just let me try and get to John.
sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Still recording. Still sharing my screen. God. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can hear you.
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry, let me adjust again. I don't know what happened. Okay. All right. So contrast creates like if you are with your fair friend walking on the streets, people will say, "Oh, that fair friend, I saw him yesterday." Like it makes you identify things easily, right? It's also it's also in relation to the other elements. So you only know it's fair because you're black, right? If they're both fair, there's no contrast, and contrast can be applied in scale, scale of contrast. It can be applied in color, majorly. It can be applied to typography. It can be applied in every phase of design. Moving to the next thing. Sorry. Okay, understanding color theory. Okay. Let's color theory. Sorry. Okay, I'm saying sorry too much. But yeah, color theory. Ah, I know everybody thinks oh, I need to break a perception. Let me just, so everybody feels red is danger, blue, I don't know what blue is, but like white is peace, black is um what's black? Mysterious, yes. Like there are so many ways different colors make you feel. Purple is queen, oh delight, right? But you may be right, yeah, or you may be wrong. So let's find out. So we have to define color. You know, naturally, color doesn't exist. I really hope nobody's getting mad that, oh, John said color doesn't exist. But for real, stay with me. I'm coming. What's going on? Anyways, so color is only seen by sorry, please accepting it, guys. So color is only seen by our eyes. I know that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But like it's light waves, right? Light is white, and when it enters through our eyes, like our eyes are like prisms, and it disperses. Like so, if there's a wavelength, it's red. The wavelength is physics, yeah. So you can understand how color comes into play through physics. So our brain converts those lights with different wavelengths into colors. Right, so that is where you know something is red, something is green, something is this. And since our brain connects this to different names of colors, it also attaches emotions to these colors. Yeah? So when you see red, you feel some type of way. You don't know how you feel. When you see green, you feel a different way. Right? So designers over time, they have been able to add meaning to all these colors. That's why anytime you see green, you think about scent. Oh, it was scent. Oh, it's successful. Oh, go. All those things. When you see red, be like error, bad, danger. You know, like designers over the years have attached meaning to all these colors, right? And it grew generation to generation. It became it stayed in our subconscious, right? And now we think red is that. What if red is actually I'm powerful? Oh, I believe I can fly. You know, like red can be anything, and that's what I'm trying to teach here. So designers, right, add meaning to things, right, over time. So I can design a product or something that's a mix of red, right? But no one takes it in. Everybody is like saying, "Oh, red is so ugly, so ugly." But like if it achieves the goals, yeah, even though it's ugly, they'll keep on using it, right? They keep on using it, using it. Then they forget it's red. It stays there. They open it, they use it, and it sticks to them. So over time, it redefines what red means to them. So that is the idea of color theory. I feel lots of designers should spend more time studying color and bending color um, to their use to make it effective. So this is a picture of, I think, Roy, the different forms of color. Color is a perception, yeah, as I said. It's not real, but since we're humans, then it's real to us. But yeah, okay. what's this? Color theory, yeah. So these are the different forms of color. So color sends messages. Color evokes motion. It communicates to us. It tells us if there's a problem, how to feel, and everything. Even if you notice, color has a smell. You can taste color, right? That's how like interconnected is it like it is to our sense organs, our brain. You know. Move on. Oh, okay. Color wheel. Color wheel. You know all those wheels that you spin and you win like $100,000. You spin it. Oh, I've won $100,000. Yeah. So color wheel was discovered by our boy, yeah, Sir Isaac Newton. And I like how they color this head. But through physics, the prism dispersion of light, and then over time, philosophers, scientists made it what it is today, right? And to use color, you have to learn how to create a rhythm or harmony, right? You can't just splash red and oh, you think blue will go with red. Let's use blue and red, right? From this was intentional contrast, right? It affects your eyes. It's not accessible. Like accessibility is off. If someone is colorblind, can't see this, right? If you have like some form of eye defects, this is going to be very hard to read, right? For old people, I don't think they can really see this. So you have to learn how to bend colors or design colors in a way that it creates harmony. Okay, harmony. So there are different ways of creating harmony in color design or in using colors. So the first one is analogous colors, and these are from the image, from the wheel. You can see the wheels. The wheels are here. So this says that every three colors that are closely apart can create a harmony or an harmony. I don't know, but like these three, the purple, this kind of red, and this faded, I think this is brown, I'm not sure, but like if you combine them into your layout, it's going to look very harmonious, right? You could try it. So these are cheat sheets of colors, of using colors. Yeah. Next up is complementary colors. So this it's a very is the heavenly contrast, right? One at the top, opposite it, would create a very balanced harmony, right? That's why black and white look so balanced or feel so balanced. It feels like they're meant to be together, right? That's why green and red is amazing together. Next up is triadic colors. So triadic colors. So this by TRI3. When you combine colors that are spaced 3 parts away from each other from the image, you can see it. It also creates a form of harmony, right? And like designers shouldn't accept everything they hear. If I tell you, oh, this will create harmony, I might be lying, right? You don't know if I'm lying at all. So that's why designers question things. Oh, they say this is this, and I'm like, it doesn't look like it's correct, but let me give it a shot. Let me try it. So you test things out. You test how these colors work. You test out, okay, why is this balanced and why is this not balanced, right? And that is how you understand how to use colors in your design. Monochromatic depends on the hues, right? You can have it's like shades, different shades of a color. Then achromatic is the opposite of that. It's like just black. It's black to white. So if you use these colors, yeah, they would be balanced. And who's the most powerful guy in Marvel? I don't know. Iron Man. The Iron Man of colors of color harmony is nature, right? In nature, when you feel something is not meant to be balanced, like yellow and red, you'll be shocked when you see nature and you see like a flower with yellow and red, and it looks so beautiful, right? So designers shouldn't only take inspiration from what they see online, right? Designers should be explorers, like they should be scientists, right? Explore the things around you, feel things. By feeling, yeah, what can I feel? By feeling, yeah, you understand texture, and I can apply this texture to my graphic design, to my UI design, right? Or to my music. I could just add it, underlay it on my music. I will never know that if I don't interact with my environment. So designers have to learn how to interact with their environments to be able to design really interesting things. So colors that are based from nature. See this now. I said Mother Nature is the best inspiration. So this most likely doesn't follow the analogous, the complementary, triad, and all those stuff, right? But you can see this, it's beautiful, right? If you apply this color palette in your, let's say for instance, you're building like a dress, like you're a fashion designer, it will slap with the same texture or with a different texture, right? Don't just think it's a slap, try it out. What is this? Color psychology. Oh, color psychology is sorry. Yep. So color psychology is tricky because we only think these colors mean this thing when we add context, right? So in a different world or a different country, red may mean a different thing, right? Or red may make these guys feel a different way. That's why localization is very important in design. You have to understand the kind of people you are going to be designing for. If they say, oh, design a poster for guys at Madagascar, you don't know what Madagascar looks like. You have to research on them. You can't just say, oh, I'm a badass graphic designer. I'll use this, I'll use this, I'll do this, right? I think something happened like that in history whereby someone designed something and it was like from left to right. You like normal like English speakers read it from left to right, but he designed it for an Arabic state or Islamic state, right? They read from right to left, but if he had known that, if he had done his research, if he had applied localization, right, he could have known that. So some colors mean different things depending on where you are, and you have to be very cautious of the things you put in your design, right? Design is serious. Design is very, it's not easy because you are looking at different ways. You're thinking about different things. Like if you move this two points, it affects the other thing. It affects every part. Like a design is one, So everything you're putting in there affects everything, right? So let's move. Oh yeah, so I dropped tools for you guys to have fun with. So this helps you understand the colors. You get to tweak gradients. You apply one color. You get to get palettes out of all this. So it's easy for you to understand the colors. And if you cannot make your own palettes yourselves, this can help you make your palettes for your mood board and everything. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm on track. I'm on time. So finally, this is my favorite topic to teach, and it's meant to be the easiest topic ever. But since we don't have a design school, that's why it's very hard for. That's why it's mostly the hardest thing to learn, typography. So when you listen or when you hear about typography, what do you think about? Do you think about your text in your book, the text in on the website? My name is John. Text on your Wattpad or your novel, right? Why is it so easy to read? Why is it so easily spaced? Why have you not noticed something off? Why is the sentence on the top complementary with the sentence on the bottom? So typography is about designing text characters, right? So it helps readability and legibility, right? If you don't apply typography, it's going to be hard for users or people like you and me to read stuff, to even continue reading a thing, right? Like imagine a full-on laptop, yeah, and your text is like this from one end to another end. It feels so exhausting. But if you take that same text and break it down to just one small thing, everybody think it's short. Like, oh shit, I can just read. So you have to learn how to design your typefaces, and to learn how to be a good typographer, you have to learn how to speak typography. Yeah, that is how you learn typography. You have to learn the different areas of typography, the language of typography. And typography is a designer's secret weapon. Right? You know, when you get robbed or when you get kidnapped and the kidnappers think that you have nothing, you just bring out your typography, right? And they run away. You know, so it's similar to design. Okay, let's move. Time. So this, as you can see from everything I've been showing, I really love black and white. Something called brutalist design. It shouts at you. It's very strong. Something like this. It's German. Yeah, it's a German style of visual design. Brutalism. So typography has personality. Yeah. Have you asked yourself why this MEME is in different weights? Because it's moving, right? It has a personality. Why the N is bigger than the T? Why that text is small, very small, the sentences? Yeah, that is typography. So I need to define some vocabs for you guys. Yeah, I said it's from an expert. You never know if I'm the expert or not. Yes. Yeah. So personality, from this typeface or from this need a kick, you already know what it feels like. It feels like something that has to do with food, right? Why does it look like that? You don't know. Need a kick. Like, so it doesn't have to show food to tell you it is a food thing or like it's something casual, right? Typography limits the amount of elements you put on a layout. So typography, god damn, it's very skillful. It can take so many phases. It's like Loki in Thor, right? If you don't want to like put your food there, you find a typeface that has a personality of food, rounded edges. If it's like burger, Burger King, see how it looks like a burger already. That's typography. Okay, nothing about this one. So before I go to the vocabularies of type, I need to tell you about the different types of typefaces of fonts, font styles you see out there. So the first stuff is I couldn't analyze each of these font types because of the time. But if you guys are on the Slack, we could have a call about it. So first things first is the serifs. How do you know what is a serif? So serif is like I don't know if you guys have used Microsoft Word. You use Times New Roman. I think it's the default. So serifs has that point at every end of a type. Point, right? So those points are called serifs, yeah. And what are they used for? So these things evoke some form of respect, right? It shows like some form of royalty. English press, traditional, is stable. It's classic man, right? And some examples of this are Times New Roman, Garamond, and Georgia. I would explain how to use this later, or why you should use a serif or why you shouldn't use a serif. Next up is sans serifs. This rounded, no points, just stops where it stops. These are clean, these are modern, these are crisp. It feels so open. It's 2022. It's so open. It's so progressive. Examples are Arial, Century, Gothic, and Helvetica. Everybody should do like a research on Helvetica. It's an interesting typeface, and it has a lot of history, and a lot of typefaces were built by being informed by Helvetica. Other typefaces of font types include slab serifs, scripts, script like all those Harry Potter writing letter, cursive, modern display. Display fonts are all those fonts that are just for display. Oh shit, just say the same thing. Like display fonts use so many elements. It uses space. It uses I think I'll have to show you a picture on the Slack. So understanding typography, this is where we talk about the vocabularies of typography. So this looks like a lot, but take your time to process it. You don't need to know everything. You just need to understand how they work. Most would have used typewriters, right, when they were doing commercial stuff. But like this is what makes up a type or a character. Yeah. I'll share the slides. Yeah, so the most parts of being a designer is that you never stop seeing. You always use your eyes. We all have eye bags. I don't know if you guys can see my eye bags, but everything, when you learn typography, every single thing that has text would look like this to you. You look at the kernings, the tracking, you're like, that's not right. Why did they do it like that? Why does it not feel balanced? Right? So this is how you're going to look. So if you want to do this, don't leave the class, continue watching. So I did a very quick thing here. I didn't really explain this part, but so important areas you need to know in typography: kerning, leading, and tracking. Kerning is the adjustment like between, example, you see how it is P and L. So that space in between E and X, X and A and M, that space, right, is like designing those spaces along a word. So along a word. So some typefaces come out already kerned a certain way. But since you are a graphic designer or a visual designer, you can kern it away. Like kerning is mostly used in logo design if your logo is a type-based logo, right? And it's big. So you kern this, if it's example and your logo is example, there's a way you want your L to look like. You kern it, right? But kerning is a very good best practice to learn because it helps you harness the power of typography. Next up is leading. Leading is the space, let me not use line arts, but the space between, you have a paragraph, yeah? You have John is a designer, John is not a designer. So the space between John is a designer and the space between John is not a designer, that space is called leading. So you can increase it. It feels like, oh, it's not together so close, it's two together, I can't really read it. So you have to learn how to design that space. But like you don't have to put all these things in your head. Like some people have solved it already, but it's good to understand these things. So there's a link down after, like as we go down, that teaches you how to kern good, like best practices, how to do the leading, best practices, and there are games that I've added also that teaches you how to do this thing. So you don't have to put everything in your head. Right? It's me that puts I don't know, like sad. So yeah, next up is tracking. So tracking is, so many people try, like they think tracking is kerning, but tracking is not kerning, right? Kerning is for like words together, right? Separately. No, it's not to explain it, but like this is an example. This is an example. Tracking is for this is an example. So you try to design, like it's like stretching something and like leaving it. So you try to design that, that if you stretch it, it looks monospaced, right? Depends on the context. Web3, metaverse, most things are monospaced now. There's a reason for that. So, yep, everything has psychology. Everything has a way you feel. So, font psychology, you write a typeface, you write fast, and you use Times New Roman. Everybody says fast. Oh, that is fast. You write fast and use Arial, but you add the italic. Which one looks faster? Which one looks fast? Yeah, the Arial definitely looks like he's trying to flash his way, like Barry Allen is way to another place, right? But the fast with the Times New Roman is so Flash, right? It's so Prince Williams. So it depends on the context, or it depends on what you're trying to communicate. So if you use Flash, sorry, I'm saying Flash, Times New Roman fast, right, and you add someone running, you can take out the running guy and just use fast, or use another thing to balance the fast. So you have to learn how to seriously pick elements for your design. You don't just jump into it and pick. Study while you're doing different things. Know everything has to be intentional because it affects every part. Okay. Oh yeah, games. What do you mean my choice of photography matter a lot? Obviously, like everything is text. Everyone uses their phones. Everyone is on WhatsApp. Everyone is on Twitter, right? And the newspaper, you see type everywhere you go. Type communicates something. Type, you use type, you speak type. Yeah. So it matters a lot. It's very important to learn type. Very, very important. So the best practices, the typography design 101 is not a course, so you don't have to pay for anything. It's a blog that shows you the best practices, how to kern, how to do your paragraph, if it's left aligned, if it's justified, right aligned, if it's too long, how to break it, all those things. Then these are games that helps you understand and teaches you vocabulary while practicing it. Okay. Oh wow, I'm fast. So takeaways. Takeaways. What are takeaways? What's really guys takeaway today? So I understand that I may have rushed through this thing because I was putting in my mind that I had just 2 hours and I tried to compress everything. But I would like to, if you guys have more questions, please ask them. We have more time to even ask questions. I kept on 30 minutes for you guys, but design is not freestyle. Like, why is it that everyone feels like they can just wake up and design? It takes and nobody feels like they can wake up and just engineer something. Design is not just visual, right? Yeah, it looks visually appealing. Oh yes, you think you can do that. A lot went down to create that, right? And the fact that it seems like nothing went down is the fact that it's an impressive design, because good design is invincible. It's invincible because you don't think, there's no cognitive load, you don't there's no friction. You just sit and be like, wow, okay, move. Yeah. And good design, I know this might cause a lot of argument, but good design doesn't have to be always visually appealing. Good design solves the problem. For instance, you know, street parties, if you guys are from the streets, right? There's a certain way they design their posters. You know, the strip clubs, the like streets like Mushin and all those things. I'm sorry if you're from Mushin, I didn't mean to street, but like there's a way they design that. I mean, they splash like images of the girls, the stuff is loud, the colors and everything, but it speaks to the kind of people that they are trying to make come for these parties. Right? It's in a context, it's in a space, right? So if you have learned typography, you have learned brutalism, modernism, you come and you're like, oh, nah, that's not good design. Him design something for you and design. Most people would not attend because they'll feel like the party is not for them. The party is for top people. Like I don't like this comparison, but people that stay on the island, you know, go for this party. So they won't feel like they will be comfortable in these parties, right? So it's not always about you define. It depends on what you are trying to solve. Yeah, and that's it. Another example is now in this case, it's systems design system. No, systems of design. System design is different from design systems. System design. So system design, for example, is a story like this. So there's a village, yeah, and they go far to fetch water, yeah, and a tourist came in and she's surprised that why do these girls have to go very far to fetch water. Then she comes and just builds a water outlet closer to their homes, right? And she feels she has solved the problem. But not knowing that she made the problem worse. I mean, you think about it, oh, bias. I'll talk about bias later, but you think about it, it makes sense for this to be closer than further. Then we solve it. I mean, it's good intentions, right? But good intentions doesn't always equal good impact. Yeah, you have to take away your bias when it comes to designing for people. If you're designing for yourself, cool. You know what you like, you know what food you like. But when you're designing for people, you have to take away, oh, this would be good for people. No, you have to let the research inform you that, okay, this will be good for people. Yeah. So she built it and it was unsuccessful because the girls were trying to, they could gist as they were walking to the place, and they were being molested at their homes. Yeah. So they used that long on their own, so they could talk to them and they could spend more time. So when that notice that, I mean, why are they going far again? Like the people that are, maybe their dads or something, like, why there's no need to go far, there's already this thing here. So the design was even if the water outlet was beautiful, it had fountains, it had everything, it was a bad design. So you have to be very intentional and you have to take away your bias when it comes to design. Yeah. And moving forward, you guys will be working with other forms of people, developers, musicians, fashion designers, people that don't understand design. So you can't be speaking, oh, typeface to them. No. Design may seem like, oh, it's an artistic thing, but design is also business. And for business, you need to learn how to speak the language. Yeah. Designers are more business minded than artists, right? So when you grow as designers, you know that when you're talking to someone that knows nothing about design, you don't talk to the person in your design language, you talk to the person in his or her design language, no, his or her language that they will understand. What did I just say? Where you feel me? Then when you grow in your design journey, right, start getting influenced by politics, decisions, and everything. So instead of putting this page here, they tell you to take it out and all that. So hopefully, hopefully you learn to get through that. Then I'm done. So if you guys have questions, you guys, sorry, these are books. I read books a lot. I don't know if you guys read books. I'm sorry I didn't drop any course here because I never take courses again. So just books. I know it's long, but you can go on YouTube and type summary of thinking with type. But it's good to understand every area. Then this is me. You want to contact me? Contact me. My name is John Writing Gifa. This is my email. I'm part of one of the biggest design community in country. Should I check? Have I been looking? Oh no. Okay, if you
Message
have
chat.
questions, I don't know if you can. Sorry?
No, if you have a question, can you raise up your hand or put it in chat? Anyone, so you can go through your questions, please. Raise up your hand or put it in chat. Thank you. Okay, what about if you
So,
can ask a question?
okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Bolo. I think I've lost you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, you said something about white space and how to manage white space and stuff. I think when you have more white space, your designs will be quite simple. So I don't know, can you like expatiate on your white space, managing of white space and stuff? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. John, can you hear what he said? Hello,
Hello?
John. So what's the question again? Please ask the question again, please.
Okay, I just
Can you
need
hear
more clarity.
On white
Hello, can you hear
space,
me?
yes.
Yes, more clarity on white space. Is it that you
Okay.
use less elements and there'll be more empty space? Because I personally, I feel most of the time when you use less elements, your designs will be quite simple. So I don't know, you should expatiate more on that is white spacing, like managing of white space and stuff.
Okay, John, we can't hear you. John,
Okay.
John, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just type or you can answer. John, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, do you get his question? Hello, John? Yeah, because I don't answer it for him, that's why. John, can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, this is like John, you can type if you cannot hear us. Please let me know
I
before I
have
ask.
Can
I
you hear
can't see the
me?
chat section from my side.
Hear me?
Okay, don't worry, no problem. I would go through. Just as after this question now has been done, we'll go through your question. John, can you hear us now,
Okay,
John?
no problem.
Uh,
Have
John, can
bad
you hear us?
network.
It looks like it's. Okay, just rejoin the call. Okay. John, okay, John, are you back now?
Yes.
Can you hear me, John? Okay, I can hear you now. I just confirm.
God. Okay. You can hear
What?
me? Okay. All right. If you guys
Are you
can,
here?
okay. All right. White spaces. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, he said you should just briefly explain white space. A lot of questions. You can just brief through like in a minute or less. You can ask all the questions, please.
Okay. So, what I meant by white spaces was I used an example of you in a very jam-packed room. I think I used that example, but like you in a jam-packed room without space to breathe. Then when you take out lots of elements in the room, you can find more room to breathe or more room to like, place things. So white space is used to have like a rhythm, like a seamless flow. Like it allows your design to breathe. Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't allow your design to breathe. It depends on how you use it. So if you want people to focus on specific parts, right? Use like a white space or using white space can really help you structure your design in terms of okay, this is a big text, yeah. Then this is an image. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I think let me open this. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, let me just explain. So, white space allows you to create a make and it, yeah. So when you have like a very white poster, just white, and you put in your image, right? Put in 4 images, yeah. Put in text all around, right? Even if you do the all principles of design like hierarchy, everything, right? There's a lot of information, right, on just one page. There's a lot the viewers or the people that interact with it can feel. So you want to leave that load with things out, right? Things so like drugs. They tell you take it after every 8 hours, something like that. So you want to let the users take the first drug. Oh, welcome to my graphic design page. Take the next drop, take the next drop, take the next drop. So it flows down, right? Not just splash everything on one and it's just looking. But like splashing everything on one, it's also good when it comes to gamers, right? So you have to like understand different types of people, right? So gamers play lots of games, 48 hours non-stop, right? Consume lots of information. So when they see like a website or something with white spaces, they don't have time for that, right? They're looking, okay. What can I do next? Click, go, all right? So you have to learn how to create like a balance and understand when you should use excessive white space and limited and did that?
John, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, can you answer another person's question? I feel like that
Yeah.
question was answered, or
Yes.
does the whoever asked it?
Yeah.
Can you confirm if you answer your question?
Yeah, I get
Uh,
he answered it quite well. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. That's cool. Also, just before I answer the other questions, if you have any more questions, we'll answer them later on Slack as well. But let's just do what we can on this call as well. So, Nima, do you have a question,
Okay.
Nima? Because I can see
Yeah,
your
welcome.
thumbs up. Hello, Nima. Do you have a question? Okay, I don't think
Hi.
she can. Okay. Yeah,
Are we
great.
going to get this slide? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
John, do you hear the question?
I said I wanted to ask if we're going to get these slides.
Oh, yes, you guys will.
Okay,
It's not
thank you.
finished, but they said I should send it like that. I'll send it.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I don't want to ruin your name. I'm so sorry, but Oisi, can you ask a question, please? So sorry if I ruined your name. Can you hear me, Oisi?
Nima already asked the question I was about to ask.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Just lower your hand, please, if you have any questions. Mofesola, ask a question, please.
Yes, I have a question. Good evening. Yeah,
Hello,
okay,
good
my
evening.
question is on the slides that John was presenting, when he's talking, like when you have different subheads, he puts a black background and a white text on black background, yeah? And so I took a class last year in my department, and then it was a print class. So they were like, white text on black background, make it seem it's like a reverse kind of, I don't know what the lecturer called, I can't remember, but it's like a reverse something. But it's very hard to read. Like I think he calls it as very hard to read. But then when they're having all those dark modes on phones and everything, it's always black background and white text. So when he presented the slides, it doesn't look very hard to read to me. But then the lecturer said it's hard to read. I wanted to know if there was another way to explain if there's a scenario that can be like that, like when white text on black is hard to read. Do you get my question?
Yeah, I get
Okay,
it. I
John,
get
take
it.
it away. Thank you.
Yeah, so it depends. Always depends. But when in you know that anytime you want to change your phone to like dark mode, there are different types of dark modes. There's the black hole of dark, that is where there's no light existing. That is like hashtag 0000. Yeah. And there's the other form of dark mode that's I don't is it like it has some blue or purple kind of, but it's dark. Yeah. So why most people don't use the black is because when there's no light, right? Like black improves the white. I don't know if you understand, but like when you put white on black, the intensity of white increases, right? And sometimes it depends on the person viewing it. It affects the eyes, and it can create a defect for your eyes. And that's where I am right now. I have bad eyes, but like most people, it's okay. But like for accessibility, it's advisable to use the other form of dark mode, not the main black, because of your accommodation, your eye accommodation strengths kind of. So I think maybe that's why it says that, and it's a very interesting observation also. But like in design, after learning everything, it's okay to break some rules. Like it's not really break, but it's okay to design your own sets of rules or use something differently to communicate something. Yeah. I
Okay,
don't
John.
Okay.
know if
Thank you.
Yeah, John. Before I move
Yeah,
on to the
you
next question, just to buttress your point and for Mofeshola as well. You said it was for a print class. So most of the time when it comes to print, they bother not to use black because of some cost as well. You know, you need to, if they start on white paper, then they put all the black. That's in cost. So also while designing for these digital interfaces, most of the time, it what works on print might not work on digital. So on digital, sometimes they're allowed to use, you can use white on black, write it on black background because it will work better sometimes than it work on print. Yeah, it's a different interface entirely. So that's another reason why that might have given your class as well, just to add to the point. Is that okay for you, Mashola?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Marvey, your hand is up to, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask a question, please?
Okay. I just want to know if the video is also going to be accessible for us.
Oh, yeah, the recorded video, yes, it will be.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Any other question from anybody so we'll know what's up? You can raise up your hand if you have any other questions. I think we have about 6 more minutes before. So you can, John is here now. John is our cap. Please, you can read him your questions, please. He's always hard to catch. We're catching him now. Please, any questions for John?
like the questions can be from a different.
Yeah, he can be. We have 6 more
I'm
minutes. So
unrelated.
yeah. Okay. Mofeshola has another question, right? Am I correct?
Yes, I just wanted to ask. You mentioned the name Paula something. I didn't get the last
Sure.
name.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
SCHER. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, you guys should check out I don't know if you guys vibe to documentaries, but a very interesting documentary that would help you guys in your design journey is the one on Netflix, The Art of Design, abstract, the art of design. Most people, I noticed that most people only know of product design, graphic design, brand design, but like there are different areas of design that if you know, you could apply these approaches to improve your product design. So any more questions can be from different contexts. It can be science or something, financials, I don't know. Or design, like, do you have arguments with your friends, like what is design, what is not design, or something like that? Or do you guys understand what? Okay, yeah, you have a question. Wow. All right.
Yeah, you can ask
I'm
your
listening.
question. So I can meet and ask.
Um, okay, so I'm taking marketing classes and advertising classes in my department. So most of the things they say about scoping your audience, finding the consumer, like your segmentation and everything, it seems like what you're saying, you can align what you're saying to what I've been taught. So I was like I'm trying to look at how, like, the kind of professional places that you can work as a designer, like the places you can like fit in. You can fit in the marketing industry, the advertising unit, da da da, and all that. So if you could just go on about that, to get it. Everybody's frozen.
Oh, John, can you hear us? Did you hear our question? I don't want to stop.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, great. So can you answer?
Yeah, so yeah, like I have a friend that's a marketing designer, right?
They know
I have
how
a
to
friend
this
that
phone that
studies.
leave her. Which already bought it. I'll have to take it into you.
What?
No, don't worry. Karen, I've muted you, please.
All
Karen.
right,
I
so
think it was a mistake.
yeah, I have friends that studied like art direction and studied pharmacy and that designers now. So like design, where there's problem, there's designers. Yeah. So if you want to communicate a certain or you're doing activations, you would want to appeal to certain audiences, right? You need a designer to do that. Like you need a designer to understand the audience and design for them. So the person obsesses, like is obsessed about the audience. He knows how they sleep. It's like a creep, right? He knows everything about them to design for something that they feel like, oh, these guys thought of us when doing this activation or something like that. So designers can work in finance, can work in healthcare, can work everywhere. By how, it's a very long thing because in education, it depends on where in education. In finance, your ATM machines are badly designed, if you guys didn't know that. All right, so designers could do that. Like, designers merge skills, right, to solve advanced problems. So your designer can also be a dev, a developer, or you can merge design and engineering. Like me now, I'm not a traditional designer. Yeah, I right now I'm doing the XR, AR, right, and all those things. But like I merge machine learning and design, right? I've merged filmmaking, composition. Like motion design is a merger of video production, filmmaking, animation, graphic design into one. So like designers grow or get further when they can stack up more skills that are unrelated. So it's like a contrast and it's a superpower also.
Okay, thank you,
I don't
John.
know if you have
I
another
think the
question.
question
Okay,
from
last one.
Marvin. Yes,
Okay,
I
Marvin.
think Marvin has a question.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry, I want to briefly ask, for the duration of this class, can we conveniently use our mobile phones, or do we have to get like a laptop or something?
Okay, I think that one is for me, John. For classes that are going to come up, I'm going to have the things that will be interactive. So may I have to design with other people with your laptops in maybe to follow along. It is not mandatory, but it is highly advised. You have a laptop during classes like this. That would be towards your week 3 to week 6 will be heavy. Will be heavy with your laptop. I assume so. We also design things that you have to do outside of class that will be heavy to laptop, maybe take home assignments and stuff. But I don't think for today and maybe for today that's why you don't have to laptop. Maybe even next week as well. Maybe because of what we're trying to bring guys into and steadily enter into design. So yes, mandatory, yes, highly advised, not mandatory. But I do believe that if you don't have a laptop for the entirety of this course, it's not benefits you. So you can borrow, and Figma is very light to use on laptops, so it won't really cost much. But it's better you have a laptop for the classes as they're coming in. I think there's a question from Femi Level. Femi, can you ask the question, please?
Okay, sorry, just a quick one. Sorry, like I'm thinking of most of us like this. We are new. Like I myself, I'm a new baby coming to the design world and all like that. And I was told that we are going to be added to a team on Slack and all like that. I've been trying all of that. It's not working out. And I think, and according to the question that Marvin just asked now, that we need a system for us to build ourselves and all like that. Please, are we going to be added to a team so that we can have practicals? Like all these things that we have just been talking about, that John has been putting us through since morning about the theoretical aspect of it. So when are we going to start the practical and all like that?
Before you go, Barry,
Yeah,
I just want to say that
you want to answer? Yeah.
after this, like before you go, I want to just say that after this class, I'm going to send him some questions on the Slack. If you're having problems with the Slack, I think Barry should be able to answer that. I'm not sure, but after each class, there would be questions, and depending on the tutor, right, it's how the level of practical you get. So for me, since you guys want to really learn, the best way to get better as a designer is to practice. So I'm going to give you guys a lot of practical questions that you that will not be a problem. Barry, can you answer that?
Okay, I can answer. I think I'll just say this right now. You can't take any more questions here, so we'll take them on Slack. So if you have any questions, put them on Slack. John will go through whenever he has time to answer them and get back to everybody. Femi, welcome to the design world. You know, we're always preaching design evangelism here. That's what John is, a design evangelist. So welcome to the design world. What I would say is practicals, they're going to get a lot of them, a lot. Like there's a whole very, very fun thing we have planned. It took us weeks to prepare on how to get everybody involved. So you're going to enter into practical. Don't worry about that. The Slack problem. Are you already on Slack, or are you already on Slack? I know in the UI UX group, but you're not Slack at all. Let me know.
Yes, I'm on Slack. I'm on Slack, but I'm not in the UI UX group.
Okay, you know what will happen is on the announcements group chat, anybody that has a problem as well, just type your name and just say John help, or Barry, just say Barry help, BRI help me add me to the UI UX group chat, and I'll add you this evening. I'll tell everybody that is not there. So just go to the announcements channel and just type add me to the UI UX group chat, please, or anything, and we'll look at it and I'll go through everybody. Would that help you, Femi? Would that be okay for you?
Thank you very much.
All right, great. We'll go through it today. In case anybody has problems, we'll just put everybody on the group chat. That will work fine. So yes, I think that's all we can take for today. John has done a really, really good job at working guys into design foundations. They didn't do this for like other years of ECX. We thought it was very, very important to do it this year because like people like Femi and other people that are very new in this area, imagine just throwing you into Figma or start designing website today. You don't know what you are doing, what the area is. So this was to welcome you guys into design very, very well. Next class will be about this UX design and UX research. So we're going to start entering into the UX properly before we go into UI. It's a lot of foundation into this thing, and it's very, very exciting. Very exciting, you guys. So it's going to be very, very involved. What I would say is everything John has given you resources, go through it throughout this week. I've gone through everything here in my own before I entered into design. And John has said there are a lot of areas in design as well. If you try this entire course and you learn UI UX design, maybe you can enter into another area of design from this area. That's what we're hoping you do. Branch out and try other things as well. I think on the Slack channel that we'll add you to, ask any question there. I would love to answer any question you guys have. Anything. There's no stupid question at all. Anything at all, we'll answer it for you. Want everybody to convert by the end of mid this year. everybody should be doing something in design world, a job, a serious job. That's our big goal for every tutor here on this call. It's our number one goal. So I look forward to John. Do you have a question? Because your hand is up. I don't know why your hand is up.
So I just
What's your
wanted to
question?
ask. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. Okay. I just wanted to ask if everybody understood what I was talking about and if they got the message I was trying to pass and if it was seamless and everything.
Yeah, they'll put you on Slack, so you can go to the Slack, whenever they can. We're there for them. So that's what we'll do on our Slack. But yeah, it's going to be fun this coming week, guys. I promise you guys. So look forward to working. You have a tutor every week. I'll teach you guys. I'll be teaching too, but that'll be the last class of the track. So let's just go see you guys on Slack. I hope you guys enjoyed the class so much. I hope it really gave you guys a lot to look forward to. I hope you stay to the end and do the assignments and everything. That's my really big hope as well. So thank you guys so much for joining today. We'll see you on Slack. Thank you guys so much. You can just type your bios or emojis what as you're going. We'll see you guys as we jump on Slack. Stop the recording. Thank you.
Okay, how do I stop?
Thank you guys so much. Yeah. I think it should be there. It's like the more action is the button.